say voter region no eniama aha wo mu bi eye so Central Coffee area no for 4 years omunya representation ewo parliament no eye wo mu ya nti akwa te say dia mahama ko ka kira santefo say wo sika market oye den kra no beka cho say for the pace ka to what MPP bi wo but that right to see me kan ani na kwa baba wudi baby a wugina ati say MPP headquarters okay yan kwa MPP headquarters me kan na yan kwa wedi esu ba Yakovota region
election I think we should be very proud of ourselves as a country and as a people, and it's something that we do not have to take for granted. What it means is that this should be a guide for all of us to even improve and do better than we're doing now. But of course, we've been engaging, we've been talking. For you, the media, you've actually lived here with us over the past close to 24 hours. All we're asking for is that we protect the sanctity and sanity of our electoral processes and our democracy. I don't think we're asking for too much. We're basically asking for what every single Ghanaian is clamoring for. But as usual, we have our friends from the NDC, their usual playbook. 4 years is here again, and we are going through what we always go through every cycle. Our electoral process is one of the most transparent electoral processes you can have in the world. And we don't have to do too much to ensure that we get what it is that we are looking for. And to see the NDC jittery, extremely jittery. I mean, just a few minutes ago, we all watched a very unnecessary, very unnecessary, disgraceful press conference from the NDC. And you can see the demeanor, the high level of uncertainty, from them. They are completely unsettled. And it's simply because, like I always said, one, they were overly complacent. Two, they took the good people of this country for granted, and they assumed that once it is 8 years, they are coming to power. Reality is settling in, and instead of doing a self-check and a reality check and improve upon themselves, they want to inflict upon the entire country the damage that they themselves have brought upon themselves, and they want us to all live in it together. That is what we are not going to allow. And we want to thank every single Ghanaian, every single citizen of this country, both those within and without, those living abroad, for working together with all the institutions and bringing us this far. We encourage everybody to remain calm but extremely vigilant. Trust us. Believe us. This election is going to go to a very sensible conclusion. Nothing else. Trust the MPP on that. It is going to go through a very, very, very successful conclusion, and a very sensible one as that. As usual, the NDC is doing what they know how to do best, behaving in the most irresponsible and disgraceful manner that you can expect from a political party. They are calling on their supporters at this hour. Elections are over. Your supporters were supposed to mobilize the people and get them to their votes, their polling stations, and cast their votes. That is what political parties do. Simple process. Campaign, encourage your supporters to canvass for you, get the voters to go to the polling station, cast their vote for you. Everybody in the full glare of the public, the counting is done at the polling station. You have agents. All the other political parties have agents. You finish, you sign at the polling station that you accept the results at your polling station. When that is done, simple process. Move your pink sheet from the polling station and take it to the constituency coalition center, where you have your agents there with the Electoral Commission. And what is going to happen there is simple. The sheets, the pink sheet that your agent signed at the polling station is being brought to the constituency coalition center. And that is where those figures are going to be put together and summed up. When that is done, the constituency would now take the constituency sheets from the constituency coalition center, and take it to the Regional Coalition Center. At the Regional Coalition Center, let's use the Eastern region as an example. 33 constituencies. All they are going to do at the Regional Coalition Center is to pick the 33 constituency coalition sheets, which you have a copy, and sign it, and then move it from there and bring it to the center, which is the Electoral Commission here in Accra, and they put together 16 coalition results, and we have our elections called. And so it's baffling, extremely baffling to have the NDC behave the manner in which they are behaving. They continue to also peddle some falsehood. Somewhere around 4:30 p.m. thereabouts, the NDC held a press conference, and they are saying that the NDC organizer in the Ashanti region has discovered 500,000 ballot papers, which they claim are ballot papers that they have discovered being hidden by the NPP. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a complete falsehood. It's a complete lie. It's a falsehood. All we saw in that video is Joseph Yamin, the organizer of the NDC in Ashanti region, holding his own phone, having a camera placed on him by his own people in a certain room with no resistance. No owner of the room, no owner of the house, not a single person they met in the room accustomed, standing and having a conversation, cheerfully telling somebody that I've discovered ballot papers. Our checks indicate that, first of all, the room they claim they discovered those ballot papers are not even at the location they indicated. Number two, these are actually ballot papers that Yamin himself took to the Ashanti region for whatever reason. Remember, they had already given some of these ballot papers to the youth organizer of the Atwima Kwama constituency. The police had already issued a statement on that. We showed a video earlier on, and maybe before I conclude, I'll show that video, where the son of the constituency youth organizer of the Atwima Kwama constituency was arrested by the Ghana police. For attempting to stuff a ballot box with 79 ballot papers. These ballot papers were part of the ballot papers that you saw Joseph Yamin standing by. What had actually happened was that Joseph Yamin realized that he had 30 minutes for elections to end, and he had not been successful to execute that task that had been given to him by his party. And so to save his face, he all of a sudden goes on video using a selfie and telling the whole country that he's found some ballot papers that belongs to the NPP. That's an outright lie. It's a complete falsehood, and it's something that everybody should disregard. We are calling on the Ghana Police Service to investigate to the latter that video that Joseph Yamin has put out, because they are an absolute threat to the stability of this country. They do not show us the number of the alleged ballot papers. We never see it. We only see some brown boxes or brown papers, in a corner. They do not tell us the exact quantity that they have, because you have the deputy spokesperson of the flag bearer of the opposition party indicating on her Facebook post that they had discovered some 300,000 ballot papers. Then Joseph Yamin says 500,000. Then another NDC person says 400,000. So it tells you the kind of people they are and what it is that they are doing. Again, we do not see any NPP official in the video. So think about this. Joseph Yamin, for some reason, has magic. Identifies a building that has ballot papers, goes into that house, and there is nobody in the house. Joseph Yamin walks into that house seamlessly. The Joseph Yamin we know has a suspicion that there is a ballot paper hidden in the house, would start recording himself from the road before even getting to the gates, before walking into the room. Strangely, Joseph Yamin switches off his phone or his video, breaks into whichever house, opens whichever door, gets into a room, and then only begins to record himself inside a room. These guys really take the entire country completely as fools, because it doesn't just add up. The same Joseph Yamin gets into the room before inviting media. This Joseph Yamin we know, having picked intelligence that there is some ballot papers hidden somewhere by the MPP, will call the media, call police, and walk in there with them before he even puts a video on himself. He doesn't do any of these things Again, we only see him in a corner with a video on himself. Now, you've discovered some 500,000 ballot papers in an MPP stronghold, and then the only evidence you show us is a selfie of yourself in a room, having a conversation with somebody excitedly, telling the person that you've discovered some ballot papers, and then telling us that you are now calling police to come and do whatever it is that you're expecting them to do. We all know the reasons why the NDC are behaving this way. Everybody in this country knows that this is not the first time we are going through this. Unfortunately, as a people, we have to deal with being inflicted with this every single election period. The NDC are clearly losing these elections, and they know it. As we speak, the elections have already been counted at the polling stations. Every political party has copies of the pink sheet. They know it. They know very well they are losing these elections, and that is why they will call for havoc. We are winning these elections as a party. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is winning these elections, and that's why we are saying that let's protect it. If we are winning, why would we want the electoral processes to be disrupted when we are winning? And so, I'm sure a lot of you recall the story in the Bible. I think it's a Solomon story. The story of the two rival women, where they went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and one of the babies are dead. Now the king calls these two women fighting over the living child. And then he says, why are you fighting? He says, this is my child, this is my child. Then the king says, okay, no problem, bring me a sword. This is the living one. Cut the living child into two so that you can all have a half of it. Now, you remember, the woman who knew very well that the dead child is here said, yes, kill the baby. Kill the baby. Now, the woman who knew that this child is my child, and because he's my child, I don't want the baby dead, said that, my king, if you would please her, give her the child. All this woman sought to do was to make sure that her child does not die. But the other lady that knew that she was guilty, knew that she had already lost her child, was willing for both of them to lose their children. That's exactly what the NDC are doing. They know they've lost. They know they are nowhere near victory in these elections. And that is why they would irresponsibly call on their supporters to move toward the coalition centers to disrupt the coalition centers. Already, we have heard of incidences in some of the constituencies. We saw some on TV, where some NDC persons were somewhere in Dansoman, breaking through the coalition center and basically attacking security services. What is this? At the coalition centers, you have your agents. Why do you want to go and destroy ballot papers and disrupt the electoral process if indeed you are confident that you have won these elections? Why? Why would any political party that is willing and ready to lead this country, why would any political party that is very, very clear in his mind that he has won this election want to disrupt these electoral processes? We will not allow that. Just as we've told you from the get-go, throughout the process, we have blocked each of the ill intent of the NDC. Every strategy they brought into this election has failed. And we are going to continue to ensure that they fail at it. And this one is also going to fail. At this juncture, we are waking every single MPP supporter up. Wake up. Call your families, call your brothers, call your sisters, go to the coalition centers, protect the EC, help the police protect our electoral system. Our democracy needs to be protected. And it will take the citizens to protect our democracy against this dangerous political party, the NDC. Go there, stand there, touch nobody, but make sure that nobody touches any electoral material, make sure that nobody touches any security officer, and make sure that nobody touches any electoral officer. If anybody comes to the coalition center and attempts to touch anybody at the coalition center, you have our permission to touch that person because you are protecting democracy. That you have our blessing. And we stand by you for doing the right thing because that will be a patriotic action. As it stands now, our call on you is to collaborate and cooperate with these officers, electoral officers and security officers, and ensure that we protect the ballot that the Ghanaian citizen has cast, stood in the sun, some of them being beaten by rain, and cast their votes. We are clearly wondering what it is that the NDC and their leader is seeking to achieve by these unnecessary and reckless comments that they are making. Not a single constituency as we speak has even lifted the hands of any parliamentary candidate in their constituency, ladies and gentlemen. It is a process. As we speak, it is just 9:54. Every constituency you go to, they are tabulating their results. They are collating the pink sheets from the polling station. When they are done, that is when they will lift their hands of the parliamentary candidate that has won, and the electoral officer there will now declare that parliamentary candidate the winner. It is then and only then that any responsible political party would come on air and declare and indicate that they have won. We have our results. We know all the seats we've won already, but we are responsible. We are responsible. And we believe that to protect the sanctity of our electoral process and democracy, we should hold on to our numbers and our results until the Electoral Commission declares at the constituency level. Then we will declare. Throughout the process, from now to tomorrow, any moment that the Electoral Commission lifts the hands of any parliamentary candidates, that is from the MPP, we'll call you and we will declare to you. That is what responsible political parties do. This election is going to be won with intelligence and not muscles. No matter how strong you are, no matter how much muscles you are, trust us. We are beating you with intelligence. And we are going to do it like we've always done it in previous elections. And like I always say, just as it is in the DNA of the NDC, once we are thinking and processing and using the due process, they are pumping, like they say it, and they are lifting metals. And then by the time they realize, they have lost. And then their followers will rise up against them. And then for them to hide behind the shame, they will call on their followers on the street. For the NDC followers, if you get on the street and the security agencies get hold of you, remember, you will be on your own. They will not be there with you. As we speak, Charles, the gentleman who is the son of the youth organizer of the NDC at Etwima Kwama constituency, is in police custody all alone. All alone. None of the NDC leaders are there with him. He is there all alone. And be rest assured, the police have shown clearly and indicated that they are on top of issues. And so if you get out there and misbehave to disrupt the peace of this country, you are going to find yourself wanting and you will be dealt with all alone. I leave all of us with 1 Kings 3:16. 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 16. When you read 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 16, and you understand that parable of the two women, you understand clearly what is happening with the NDC. It is nobody's fault that you are not seen as a credible alternative. Please, let us live in peace. Kindly, save us all the trouble. Kindly, let us all live in peace. You recall, in the year 2020, after the December elections, the NDC went on the streets for weeks, destroyed properties, disrupted lives, spent months in court, only for them, 1 year down the line, the chairman of the NDC today, to go campaigning to their followers and tell them that their lawyer actually told them that they have no case and that they have no evidence. But because they wanted to energize the base and not be seen to be weak, they spent the time and wasted everybody's time in the court. That's exactly what they are doing again. We don't mind. They can keep all this emotional roller coaster to themselves and their followers, but they should not draw the entire country into this unnecessary disruption. We would get back to you in due course when the Electoral Commission begin to call the parliamentary and presidential elections at the constituency level, and we share that information with you appropriately. Until then, friends from the media, we are calling on you to work with us to ensure that we keep the peace and safety of this country in one piece. And we are doing this not because we do not have muscles. We are doing this simply because we believe we have won these elections and we want to have a country that is intact enough for us to be able to govern. Thank you very much.
The election eyes. NPP for share and I free by ye and no yeah the big good not said the next team no so at once so make I say Angel 102.9 FM and I Angel TV at the election eye Jumedi and I de someone but I want say more money at Sena and no team members in Abemo final submission after switch it to the next team now almost so at once. So that means more Kumasi Helena and Tobet, Humuna Gloria Badasu and a squad in Marissa your birthday or China been 2 years, Mr. Kembon. Happy birthday in advance. Yeah. Mr. Kembon. Yeah. Open 2 years since 2 years by now. Now work I join Rasta say. Amsterdam and
Uncle Ali Baba's over Manicheria.
Mo uncle any the same trousers in one understand.
Yes, I live at this and I have visa Rasta.
Oh Charlie. I mean baby I'm now so don't be
Yeah.
It's not a best pizza so I buy a pizza say Yankee Camboso area. Sabra Yaba switch to the next chapter.
Thank you so much.
I will dance so man, Ebenezer. Yeah, until no final submission.
The longest press conference so far.
Yes, for taking a live in
This year meeting. Police have been here twice at 3 times.
And this year
Bamba. Miracle, na minim do abi kana sina kosi. Cyber quotations aba minim so so wan kran dia. O say ga sho. As we start preaching jihad bi. Say so protected ballot box ni sa na dia na dia. They are for you. Into blah 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 blah. Abotre. Then Obapa abotre. Because so nim na koma. Yes start me can say. Politicians into your mistake. Emma obu followers no false hope bi. Oh, obi ampem kugu. To the moment Abaka Cheni say, Kwakuma to you did Kurimari, no, they're ashamed.
Where they come on assurance, and under the live stream, no, I'm out for the extra say, every classic will go the way I change the way Uncle Sia.
Membesa Besse, a Kakabeya Jayachin and Nasa Okaka and Sims Davida. We will buy a watch at 3 minutes and more than 2 minutes. That's preaching. Yet, you gray. You were 2 years, you better call it, but this was what chase a call and no crab, you call it, you call it a proverbial way. It's never say, I'm on your phone say, almost so far for soup and share or much tough anymore. Every pump is in normal return office and the Monte, no, I bet declare. That's it. Make sure something I said, big chance to see PC crew for more. Okay, sport, or more teams are big boys in a broad group. And the guys are Kenji Sports na yachiamu ngo so ane angel entra ye ba update mu pa
abusia enti
any person
na debut
enti me de baton no ya boy ejina bo ba de achi ya na no bi ada also say a baton after the other yeah the next baton no him say to ambo
amu pa say medicine but what do you ever heard?
Yeah, there was a fellow him out here. Minia or him said to our Edda for her. You know, had here, but a bit between and two natures are for Faba Betnas, and not just say, I say, Conina, about no more else, about why I can kind of so far. Before the final declaration, Babano, they say, if you pursue who do now so, and I day and so more. And Angel TV, Angel 102.9 FM, and I affiliate stations in our so ever. And tell me, to her.
Yo, and yeah, Mahima, yet 2 conferences are free 2 parties, no honor. So far, make us miracles, one chebebrew. Nani tea edding. Who baby, I wash us or dear Cosi. It's Esana Moabre. Esana Moabre. And the best so more. Moko point, Baba Mohobino. Oh, miracles, a free Mohano Moba, ya who be I so was so gone, yet Tibi, our touchman. BBNC to Casana, you watch and your Wokas and Won. And the best Lamosa Jobre, Ajobre, Tale Power, and the Kita, Mamon can Sambia, and the penny boy on the Kran, Kumana, or parts in the moon. It's their parts in the back of the hour bay. What's your say? Uncle Bob buying what the Kaya can say, your kind, friend saying. A vote in a party be our copy of the CA, our baby, your kind, a banning in a feel so phone call. I'm a cover day. And see where the miracles, Sebastian White. Miracles, yes, someone. Make us say, I was on one pro, and I yes, I could go for Duma. I was gone yet. Say, I say, no cry, no send no cry, no coffee, ever may no cry, a woman now. Kosotimeka akwabo ba wodiemo yet say yawaso is greening na so o meka ya na say ebian for ye nu wonti no yenya no kwasam a ewo mu no kofi boyemu ede na akoso ankasa wa yawaso waso wogon
you say what men can. The ecoso ewoha and it's jubilation, jumping, dancing, and ecoso. So video now. Who say she be enam nipano apampamuho. I just say no nipa abegu center ha collection center ha no woman shasia woman jubilate. The amount of figures be and you understand why woman more jubilate no. But before member aha round down jubilation no anya ha Kwame A+, a year Kwame Asare Obey, one also the constituency, Gomwa Central, and no, and always a Seattle. Woman so Asha Sia, woman jubilate because woman figures are woman Akika Bomunina, or making sure say our agent, or every polling station, and see Wakikanina at the Abom. Now, after putting everything together, no, the own and it's wedding kunim. Enti eno who say Embrantia no etutu na billboards no de atena ka mu a je say wo mo enam Gomwa Central emfata mu ho nyina
This 0.9. This is Angel 102.9.
Election Eye.
Abusia gusuwa Kofi Adoma Nwangwani Ojina ayawa so waso gona so sade nyina ye hu no elia no na owo Gomwa Central baby Kwame A+ ijina ya wa win no na on say parliamentary elections no eno de baby ayato aba na wie no tumi hu no ujina bro wa win wa lusu unlike the presidential elections no just keka Ghana nyina bom ansa na watimi ahunu na uhwe TV no so anokwasam ni aya akono say billboards na yesisi no krofo tutu asoa ebe omudi sika omudi to krom oh omaya ma ayefe yejidi se krobi aso sa na beye wo weni ana wa jubilate wo a wan weni no so hwe na mpawre wo die na do ho bagimu a na do ho agim nyeza no akwa akoda me se me no kwa kan se o na anu bi has di nkugu a kotokore ni ya me no omo na kokotwi so sa na metie me mpem kugu me ni na dodo a midi wasase we so na ma ba betena ze ma lusu na misu da bi me mpesa enti no betimi aye bi enye den kra fa bibi ato njan wo party anwene so ye nyina yatim o candidate anwene so ye nyina yatim enti no we nya ntokwa obi afra wo se kone kokko asamba obedi ama wo asabi ya gbo wani a sika no de be ma ontimi ma wani ye bu na mu a sika no de be ma ontimi ma wonan what you say enti mo wadwumu na ho mo wadwumu no mo bi nsu wadwen ye hwese nsabeka Kofi Adoma Nwangwani na de ewo ayawa so na Gomwa Central wodi ni nyina ama ye hye so se enche bia Dr. Asasante ene ne badwafo nso ba beka ho bi na afi baton ya sesa emma ni mu na sesi ayi efiru a ankasa kra aba bedu hanom dada enti nyame ya adomo a enche bia obesom na afi ye de aka no aba ai
Satua yembo hwini enko kaswa na ese BBS ho opani da ko e wo so hello opani da ko
Lejo so hele
e de na ese
yo where NSP ayarowosam ena nwumre yi we to abai bi ya ye de collation center ye wo police station bi our Iron City, police station 1 and 2. I want to but they are engaged among from for and a Kaswa for shares. Kaswa for police station by Pumina. According to Remoya, NDC from NDC from and I had the other knee ever. Now, one of the Panino, I pay a tutor, and I'm so much more after the family. Now, the family, a mubako, I shouldn't want. Ewa munumu wa ema ba ko akanso no eyade ayarase no akopie mu ewo Winneba Forman Specialized Hospital or kwakoje ayarase na ni nyina eye abato yi ho asemo a Yes, where we ballot box, wait, men, and for wait, let them hear their call.
What the good pick up we are here on NGTV so young.
Mẹ́fà àti àwọn ọmọdé ọmọ gómìnà ní mo bá kó ẹ̀nà ẹ̀sìpírìmù bá kó di ẹ̀wà ẹ̀ mẹ̀rẹ̀ paa ẹ̀nà ọ̀dẹ́mu nọ. Ẹ̀nà ànàfẹ́ nyina ẹ̀ ṣe ìdwumadìẹ náà sọ náà nkà yẹ̀dẹ̀ ẹ̀sùnmùdìẹ nkwá na ẹ̀kọ́ kàásùá o na ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ́ ọ̀nyùmúrẹ́ wei no ẹ̀nà ẹ̀nìyẹ̀mà ẹ̀yẹ adane èyí tó bìsá yà ànọ̀kọ́rẹ́ na asẹ́mu ẹ̀sù ọ̀kàásùá no ẹ̀nyẹ́ dẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ àrẹ̀wọ̀ sẹ́m ètú àtò ẹ̀ma nípa mmienu ẹ̀dà fọ́mù a baako de ẹ̀wọ̀ ẹ̀sìpírìmù.
Bravo Samampa, na wohwɛ nea wonya mfiri mu no kora wohwɛ ne yɛbea bi a wɔno nso de da hɔ no a bagye si nyame bɛm yɛawerɛho sɛm paa mɛma tentena gram mɛma ogyina mu no so paa ɛna sesia no baako deɛ sesia no yɛafrɛ no body ɛna baako nso aka dɛ gye sɛ nyame ɛma ne nsa so paa na ɛgu pickup mu no yɛabobɔ pickup no nhwehwɛ nyinaa ne ho nyinaa kyɛ sɛ enti kwade da kɔ yɛda ase yɛwɔ ha enti biribi foforɔ bi asi a na wɔn ayɛ yɛda ase pii enti abusuafoɔ baabi a babɛduro no ɛli
Baba.
ɛna zɛtwa baabi a babɛduro no
ɛkɔ so yɛ ne pita kɔ nea ɔbɛto bi a yɛkan ma ne hunu
Omo press conference omo frɛ nyinaa possible no mu tie bi then the next minute one is gone
so o parisa benya
Fanisa Ubenya. Of one say I'm a taka say abaye betui. Yes, I'm fair for promoting and cotton so bid in Hubetraso. What you have to a baby, ya can ye, one night cocoa baby. What quack ya do when you so Bakuno Crano. Do a dan credit. A day of father.
I'm called blessing the oko.
Do I do a credit?
So already a woo. Now what catch?
Not the idea about to Zuku. You need to occupy your mobile power.
But to be added away interest a woo kita position bia.
I was therefore no do a promise man a drew Angel 102.1 from Angel TV and social media platforms now also live now. Baby, I had run send ya a year no bonus they say a cronwa. Yeah, Edra ni say yeah cop na yeah penifona baby announce be at the actual in the meantime no
You offer young question Braco Usu Santo was sinful suit. Yes, EC official or no podia or no original Fino or no Koran Huaka. It is Mamma for carriers and your fanes. Many other Marquame Usu as Santa Shabraco Temenka, Aquabana, easy officer dear. The who will say, no, no, walk again.
Yeah, I think you want me to say that really, I will be film I think for two coalition center. Tension pa enyasam kitwa na nina ene se emrante mebunu bi aye ni baby a wo mo ofi na sabi wo mo de mo nta esi di African Electoral Commission official wono no eye adwuma na wo mo abro na ma sabi emoja ebram no ene na card ya tete enyasem na no ena ye bisa isi official ya sabi ya fini ena ya o tell say in fact now or the ballot boxes need be the baby were inside. Now we do a final to order. And our Kai say statement of claim be and got the water now as I said with me at the Paco area that box new and the Nanka will be in a way at the free box new. And all I'm meblun who you almost David. Say over the paper at the free box yesterday and no beer. Ayi dano, still dano. Na kese bibi ena wo de ba be shim. Eno ena te so man fa ne ho antenna. Wo mo atimi abro no pata. Police for say wo mo pata. In fact, edomo ana etu egu ne so. Enipa akọ apem ena kese wo mo ku nipa ba ko so a. Wo mo bro no. Eno na nam so ema wo mo free military officers. Ema wo mo be kan ho a wo hwe video na. Wo mu za soja ko wo mo kuta akode and I said, Womo, Epato, Muslim D, Abantiano, ADP, and Mebuni, and Sem. Then I know, can say, dear, tension, and up to our will be there, and Mebuno edge, the more. Womo, edgy kind of me, there, Tabanti, Kuya, a brown on the boxes, no, every room. One motion and Nancy, anything you want to lay now. Now almost suspecting if you told the kind the box to be a buyer. Inside things to be a political enemy. wɔn mo mu edi apolisifoɔ no akyi ɛna odi sii hɔ no mo owie yɛ ɛna ɔsan ɛsan n'akyi sɛ wɔkɔ akɔyi box foforɔ eti wɔn di ne nsɛ wɔn kɔ yɛ n'akyɛ sɛ wɔte kaa mu a wɔn tɔmpɛnse ballot papers bi ɛde awurawura boxes mu ɛwɔ hɔ no mo ɛno nti wɔn suspect sɛ saa boxes mmienu a odi kan ɛde ba bɛwura mu no ɛnyɛ original one na emu ɛyɛ foreign material ɛna ɔde abɛwura mu nti na wɔn no ansa na wɔn akoma bɛtɔ wɔn yam no sisa polisifoɔ gyaa wɔn mo na saa boxes mmienu na wɔn edi kan ɛde koko wura mu no wɔn yi ɛde pie anyɛ saa deɛ wɔn mpene ɛma yɛ nkan aba no nti mi no ka sɛ ɛde ase koto yisifoɔ ayɛ ready wɔn ɛde projector no ɛde esi hɔ nom nanso sɛ ɛbɛyɛ na wɔn bɛtumi ahyɛ aseɛ akan no ɛno akɔ akɔyɛ asɛm ɛno akyi kura mpo no ɔmanfoɔ no bi anaasɛ ndc rest ɛna afei so ndc rest ada polling center anaasɛ ada polling station no anka wɔn de pin sheet ahodoɔ no bɛba na electoral commission ɛnya kwan ahyɛ aseɛ no ɛnya adeɛ a saa pin sheet no ne nyinaa no atumi aba abɛdu ɛno ɛka ho bi ɛna wɔn kyerɛ sɛ mmɛburo no ti kwan a wɔn sɛ wɔn mmɔ biara ewura mu ɛna ebi aba abɛyɛ asogyafoɔ apolisifoɔ ɛyɛ mmɛburo no a saa abiri yegu so a yɛretwɛn ɛwɔ ha nti wobɛbie mu asen central sɛsua ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa.
mo ne adwuma
sɛtwa nkɔ aka bibusa na asɛm baako sada so gyina so a time a aberanteɛ no yisi official no ehunu sɛ watwerɛtwerɛ ebi asɛm bi nim sɛ ebi a contact numbers phone numbers bi whatever wɔde kɔ anim na wɔpɛ sɛ ɔbɛsa akɔyɛ free adaka no mu no saa brɛ no na other parties no representatives no na wɔn wɔyɛ na sɛ na wɔn wɔ around a wɔntumi anka nkyerɛ wɔn so maadeɛ bi akɔhyɛ mistakenly mewura fi mu ama mede maadeɛ bi akɔhyɛ nti mpa sɛ mekɔ yie nti mo nyinaa mo bɛhwɛ sɛ mekɔ akɔyi ade koro da firi mu wɔtumi yɛ bibi saa
efira wanyɛ saa yɛne ne di nkɔmmɔ ɛberɛ a na apolisifoɔ atwa ne ho ahyia a wɔte ɛfam hɔ nom yɛbisaa ne sɛ adɛn nti ɛna nanka wɔbie adeɛ no so ɛna wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ ɛmfomsoɔ ɛna wɔyɛɛyɛ nti ɛno ne ano yie simple ano yie a wɔde maa yɛ sɛ ɛmfomsoɔ ɛna wɔyɛɛyɛ mpo nsɛmfɛfoɔ ɛbisaa ne sɛ adɛn nti na sɛ nka obɛyi biribi wɔ adaka no mu a ɔmfa mmɛwura ɛyɛ college center hɔ ansa na wɔahyɛ aseɛ sɛ wɔbie adeɛ no so na mmom ɛkwan so ɛna nanka wɔbie ɛna wɔyi ano akyerɛ yɛn sɛ ɛmfomsoɔ ɛna wɔyɛɛyɛ
ɛmfomsoɔ deɛ ne wayɛ paa na nyame asia bɛhwɛ no sɛ sisi a n'ani so na abire no ɛba saa n'ani so abire no paa nti ɛyɛ kora so mama no atena fam wɔ kakra but ɔmo fa ambulance mɛfa no nkɔɔyɛ
ɛkere a yɛmfa ambulance mɛfa no nkɔɔyɛ ɛyɛ the regional police commander a wɔ ha no mu DCOP Emmanuel Teikudo wɔno ɛna bɔɔl nsu a otumi ahohoro mogya a ɛfi aberanteɛ no ne moma so ɛba no otumi ɛhohoro yɛ ɛde ma no me no kasa deɛ yama no apa akɔtena baabi a wɔde n'ahome ɛwɔ hɔ no
yo yɛda ase paa Shadrack Owusu Asante asɛm yɛsi Asen Central
sɛ sɛdeɛ nneɛma ayɛ no ma ɔmo jubilate ansa wɔn nkɔgyina no ɔmo nhwɛ bi because ɔmo nim sɛ biribiara bɛtumi asi ɛna miracles baa yɛ sɛ adeɛ no yɛaka yɛ wie obiara nim figa enti no frɔ nkurɔfoɔ sɛ ɔmo nkɔyɛ dɛn sɛ wohwɛ asɛm a asi a ɛkyerɛ sɛ until sɛ collation center yɛbɛkeka biribiara bɔ mu no wodi agorɔ bɛtena yɛyɛ recounting ɛwɔ collation center sɛ wodi agorɔ kakra bi a wɔne bɛba ahoso ne yɛyɛ recounting enti no ɛyɛ sɛ wobɛma w'ani ada hɔ na wodi akyirɛ hunu deɛ ɛrekɔ soɔ na mmom wokɔ a fa adwene kɔ ɛnkɔko ɛyɛ ano kasa wonti biribi ase a bɔ mmɔden sɛ apolisifoɔ ha wobambɔfoɔ hɔ ne ɔmo bɛkasa na ɔmo ate waseɛ na the necessary steps a wɔsɔ wotaki na you be heard no na yɛtie o ɛnyɛ ntɔkɔ a wodi agorɔ na ano meka kyerɛ wo me so di agorɔ a bi ɛbɛwie no na obi papa awe no obi maame awe no bɛwɔ ni abɔ ɔte asɛ bi a no wakɔ akɔdi dɛm enti yɛbɛsrɛ mo Ghana no deɛ yɛ nho Pray do be pray, obi be wu, but ye nyina yam come me kwa yɛ dɛn o crash of an make crash be voice be actually say manager ho papa say o party we ne amfa ma na wonti ase no be da wo bɛko oge aho nya fo ho o mo bra ho obi anku ye di so from TSM a ye di akire ehwe de besie eno ho hia but please enye ntokwasem enye abufu yemfa otwen honhom na yem follow steps yem follow sede e wosemra etie na ye nyina ye ntena sondwe mu ofa
no woka no obusafo enche bia ye bema ye professors no ababa trans na domuso fa no o ma baba ye omo political analysis na emema bienu no a etuo aka omo abaako afiri mu oka so a de aka no zo mo de ko hospital de besi bia besan ama mo ho update na this officer no so awon so we pra no ono so mo de no kwaya sabia audio found sports kura mo sam so apela di mama nti mo ko so na mo try and change adam media so mo so mafa ye feed no na mo to edema mo ko fo ni nyina edema se papa eye bono fm omo afa angel e watakra de ye nomina de sleep 24/7 test fm 90.9 kofo dua western fm so da so de darling 90.9 wo Cape Coast afi opemu fm anto krum kfm wo tachiman na cheers fm wo sunyan angel fm sunyan ofm wo boase angel fm tamale voice wo agran kwanta republic wo enkoko fresh fm kade Obora FM asankre gwa rejoice mem rabi 1 tv enso omo afa ama omo de ma omo audience we kumase we was fm takwa hamas radio wo goso edia fm doma inkro then Subampa 96.7 FM monso mafa enya ntie se mo botes na nkofo timu pa na masan imagine say mo passe mo fa angel news no ade epetin Subampa so kuma se de masepa ye nem panifo no akasafi jingle mudia me de pa se jingle 90.9 FM enso ewo asante mampon na yisi friends am telefone share mu ni bill enti yade mo courses ya
two agents at each of the collation center. There is no need for the collation centers to be overcrowded. Reports from the regions indicate that about 60% of the police station results have been received at the constituency collation centers. We also have reports of the number of second requests for recounts at police stations. So far, we have only one police station, which is the Suaman constituency in the Western North region, which has recorded a second recount for votes at the constituency collation center for the final recount by the returning officer. With respect to the performance of our returning officers and collation officers, they have performed their duties creditably and professionally and have so far been very impressive. And the commission would so urge them or encourage them to discharge their duties professionally as they start to collect results at the various collation centers. With respect to security presence, their presence at the collation centers has been stable and very encouraging. The police has been able to maintain effective security at the collation centers so far, although few of the centers that have been overcrowded, they have been brought under control by the police. We also have some observers at the constituency collation centers. We have CODIO, we have ECOWAS, we have AU, and the Commonwealth. With respect to political party or candidates agents at the collation centers, most of the candidates have their agents currently at the collation centers where collation is ongoing. The candidates have been very cooperative at the constituency collation centers so far, and we still urge them to cooperate with the commission to ensure a seamless collation process or exercise. With respect to the media, the commission appreciates the high level of their professionalism demonstrated so far. But we, however, urge the media to always verify or cross-check their information, as well as, importantly, the results that they put into the public domain. On this note, we would want to thank all of you, and from here, we will be heading towards the collation center, the National Collation Center, and wait for the results from the regions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Who's that? There are questions.
Questions no mama yentie questions ni bi na yentie mu ayekra electoral commission for na mbote mu ka no say omo wie ho fine the top abomwa and say electoral commission for na ma friends and for nhie mu na omo kire say edin kan no wo mo adwumayefo no a yisi staff no omo ya ade enti o hye adwumayefo no kran wo ba bi omo ya adwuma na beduro no wo ma bomba dre papa said the this one so mo koye no saa na mo eye no nto mo koso ankombo no madwuma no emra awieye ewo enkunudie pemu bambo adwumayefo so aye adwuma pa police for no gunyan ma so for immigration obia we security person bia no ka ho no wo mo so aye ade the obonuma no so aye ade papa ma the obonuma no ye de adwuma na to fom bia bebia ekọ dia kan se aban bobo no sabanu pie pa ye hwe se ye behwem ye pa na ya hwe se wo matumi afo aso na de ba bonten sa so masi na ye se no na te se ye krogen na nkofa so fufuro bia amma enu achi wasan ekire mu a mana eba bedru ya to awie no aba bedru police fo no ho no emu wa nche mu be se 60% die aba bedru eye constituency correction center so ho na che so mbabua ni nyina no no mde to dwa constituency ana mpasua asomasi de onya ye nie mpasua benten de hafo onya de onya ye nie eno omatimi aboabo be se wa hanche mu aduosia no akabe wa hanche be se aduanan na eno omawie na enipa bia ko hudo bi wo ho a wo mo ehwe na omo ababedi adanse said abato nsi koye enti wo mu wo man mu de eye kodio wo mo ewo ha ekowasefo asoma mo mpanifo amoma enukra de anpa ye ne awia ibobi kire mo eye kan Nigeria mampani Goodluck Jonathan wo ne ekowasefo maba enu achi African Union for so wo mo aba common relations for so aba na obia di sam de ekobia na de ba ko apani esre ene se saa sentence mbe bia ye kan ma no ehu ya se nipa ebekwa kofum ho na afini ekofum ho ne we ne ho prani etiete binum so ehu hia nti omma ho nye ketewese na afi bibia enkoye kama na wachese binum so afre sa ba na yakan wie no yensan nya recount yensan kan ne bio na empeso bi te se swaman empeso ya ewo Western North region say enu say omma asan kra kan ne bio ni nyina so yesi no ewo ho abotre ya ni nyina wo mo ehwe ye kọ Kofi Adoma wani ho na bebe ogina no yesan ede no atoso ma yanton kan na ekire yen so ko ni bia bebe egina no se ni pa chese ekwam ho nyina se mekaya esebra Ghana ye duru quarter finals ewo World Cup no na dia asase ya and the street no be a say na me hu no pa nanso abato and ya do so akọ bi so to me kan na wasom na wa miati bi na homa no entomo yeguso a de besi bia se press conferences na de ne say ya 1 minute bia na bi na mu police for free be na electoral commission free bi na obi e free bi party no MPP and this no so fresh akofi so why
yeah if you are meto on capacity what menka e wo ha
wo so do ani demo pa wa mojuani ho pa
aha jubilation pa we ni nyina no eye University of Ghana Business School no anymore eye coalition center and I want to say wo mo ede onapo ejinemu a wo mo esa no so say ehu a aka ye wa ha eye press conference both NDC and NPP aye the tenesa NDC press conference no o che say wo mo supporters nyina emra coalition center say baby ahigina ya Sanso and Miracles and so press conference I will be a enche crano. On also chess and the supporters no ma woman yet timid. Woman so Amra na woman bought easy any police for her buying. And no and I must say young woman say and you be what would that mean? Say parties me and me before a woman just say woman carbomuna woman baha one shana acquire and SMP. But before we do hano, they see ya ewo oponglo a restaurant B center ho and say na just say one way abatwo no na boxes no a woman dey kono and a EC officer no ayas one kata so kan so dey kwa kwehemu no enye ka ya register DV car number plate and a boys no woman area ho as a woman premaka into nko eno and a sabre wo hwe woman say woman pre and approach na at once and a police reinforcement e bedu ho enti car na esi one who say emrante maba wa no a block here ni mo no
that's a ambulance light traffic de was we
the ambulance light traffic there and no ye police car a bar and them say obabeche e de akọ efi say emrante ne senya de a wo bepene ama private car na ngasa kra na sign it for sale e de abo animu
kofi atobra
e hono me ne emrante ne bi Mene bi kasa kakra yentie wo mo na fe me san so ewo center ha na yemfa eno entwa so enti de akoso nyina no eye ka no aprapre yempene ma we nko ne nyina ne se me bo figures na be hu John Dumelo figures a wonya aye wo ho probably no na ama jubilation a shase ewo ha no na afe nso no boys ne chese wo mo mpene emma obi a emfa wo mo ese kan edia na kanti police car na afi hunu se wo mo afro atena akire a papers no ekura wo mo no eno na mranta nche se police car dia anya hwe no mo ni police car na number no se papers na kwa kotu na manso bia etwinity ewo ho a enya difficult so betimi atresi na mom DV na for sale sign bon ho de wo mo mpene e transport materials no yentie mranta ni maba na kakra nkomo kakra mene wo mo edi yeri bi
instance say ballot box no call collation center hɔ a car bɛn ɛna hyɛ mu no ɛwɔ sɛ ɛfa MC Kofi Ahoma no ate atom nyana bɛsan ɛde no aba na street no mu ayɛ ma papa ko na bibusa wo sɛ ɛhyehyɛ mu no sɛ box no call collection center hɔ a hɔ car na ɔsɛ fa police for car na sɛ private car to me fa na yisi for car ɛhɔ ne te sɛn
Mostly no, the amount winning in ano, na a private car, said and a cocoa ye. And this is the first time they want to TV, say, documents are at us, and see, understandably, a man, Sianama, woman 2 years, over Tiasi, said, now I said, one more like a crack, sir, and Katra at the Sano. Eko piemo ewo TV car emu na me ye bi kasa na bo kakra ade ababa na me ma quickly figures no abba ade every this center ama ababa fasa gidi kakra ade aba no but se see ameka side there center away jubilation ashase ewo ha gidi figures no so dey etie enie Alawaso West Wagon constituency, Okonglo Restaurant 5A, Presidential, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 69, John Dramani Mahama 173, Alan Paget Mountain 2, Shada, the new force, Enya 2, Oba Aya Parliamentary now, Yamami Lydia, Enya 71 votes, Anna John Dumelo, 172 votes. And you say, I want a parliamentary, no, what you Sanso Nauba, Okonglo Restaurant 5B, Presidential, no, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 98. John Dramani Mahama, 154. And see, I want to study woman, no, FA, and our parliamentary now. Yamami Lydia, 109. And John Dumelo, 146. Over Okonglo Restaurant 6A, Presidential, no, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 69. John Dramani Mahama, 148. And see, I want also imagine a Sada Koyeno. And a parliamentary, no, Yamami Lydia, 77. And John Dumelo, 144. This center. Over Okonglo Restaurant 6B, Presidential, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 47. John Dramani Mahama, 177. Nana Fahmi Bedia Conchada, 2. Gum, 1. Rejected 2. Womo akama mo mu dia na keso munya 0 no anything ya me mo no. Parliamentary no Yamami Lydia 52. And John Dumelo 173. It's just after these figures and buy and woman shall say jubilation or a shall say woman dear in fact cast the true ya a dimricat na a day about the center no why say the cast no edie for them say about bedroom ne bedroom no center biara ko biara na just John Dumelo there wakimu enti eno enakokofa jubilation no ediaba ama Alawaso West Wagon obanfo no eka se eni jesronko ekoso but na yentie emrantie no a na womo se womo protect womo ballot no womo nsem kakra womo ede etudwa se de na womo AC ehemu ede afa na ahanso no yahwe womo ahya se jubilate no ye ne ebi ebedi nkomo kakra ma menhwa womo atete ha no ede womo ebom te se oh yeah ba me adon pa moye na ada na on continue fie na oda so tia oh abanye dia ma ma fa nti wa se wa be jubilate ye be celebrate nti na wa se enyo nti na wa e ba be die enyo se hu me music boss ya e be boss nti ke se wa fa se o take o se den yo e de si o nche ma boba mo na pra ma boba me ko John Dumelo be fa ma ma so be fa endi wetinye ya fa ewi figures be na wa hu
Feel you be because what campus I say John Melo LED Bia John Melo John Melo Fanina. You who one and say Obaqua Mali dia for Fabi Nina John Melo LED Bia. Tell hope say John Melo Abanya ferry.
Okay, when we're down to Tehano, so me got down one, me try to say me call, but I said, and you know, I know a day or member say, about their chain, yeah, no. Who to say, and Mary beat it to her, I just said, as we speak, woman, your margin say, one more call. Yeah, my father. Just say, more really.
Yeah, really. Yeah, really. Oh, since where I had here, and I am before the fire, and I'm messing it up anyhow. Not knowing that there is a secret behind. I believe that you are, but there no one asked to say a vote. But now I feel when you call. Yeah, yes, I feel and you can't see a vote.
Feel when you check camera number.
Feel when you your accounting is saying, oh, and the Alvin is saying, oh, and the jubilati, I was 24 years, a property, yes, sir. Or time, yeah, not about MP before, and the MP before the grab worth because I was saying, on yet to maybe a property youth, no. 24 years on fire, you may be I was so young. And Mama Dia, I do 4 years now. November, I'm more. Now I'm over 50 Ghana. 50 Ghana, no. And for 4 years. And they are saying, Ponce. Oh, dear Samumaya, no Kaya Samumaya, anything I cook for Kasama, and I was always wago. Yet the Asida and
I also went to Wagon. That was it. When you were done, was shuffle, and you might add Yakuma Swache. I say, and Nida, Yapasa, to Lydia, and then Yapasa, to Lydia. They say, Wamaya, bra, Yabra, Mayimo, and then Yapasa, to Baomia, and then Yapasa, to Baomia, and then Yapasa, to Baomia. She said, Wamaya, bra, Wamaya, Yabra, Mayimo, and then Yapasa, to Baomia. Bagofi, and oh, I need to dark as see. And I want a baby man, a baby man, a baby man. I must say, I am bitter. I will walk. Yes, you said the big a year. Drive on your put away who's on. I'll kill chair me. I'll kill chair me. Bagofi, and I am here at the Collation Center. My name is Juma as NDC near me. Sekami Timeni, Sagani, SSM Kunimide, I am Ghana for India, Madam Wasi. All right, and jubilation, no, and like I said, I shall say I will have the day. Collation Center inside the honor. Boxes no eba na we mo ewevu boxes no everyone na we mo ewevu na we mo de asa agina mu chese asa ene ewurewuri ene anije ena ekoso ewa ha do party no so tie same je fiasa mo kaya oka kire wo mo se ma we mo anchase en jubilate ewurewuri but we mo concenters no enko make sure say they protect their votes but udura yes, everywhere inside. And even so, I can't go more. Just any channel. What would you want when it's to say, Womo Ade Euria, Womo any Aje, Ewo Aha. Minister, who question be at the Mamea. Now, yes, I give it to me any officers no Womo Abano, Eddie, Eddie, and come on.
You say, Ami, Auntie, Sufre, and I net Lydia, Yato, Yato rice, Aja, Royal, Aja Sika, 2,000 Lewa, Harina, Nazoma City. Amaso, Jessicano, Oma, Tomano, Oma, because of where I am 4 years ago.
Matese, Adiabi AC, Ewo inside her. Camera no alcohol, mammy. Mouse and Nipanina, Edimrika, El Rashe, Echo inside all. My name at the Copotia, AC, Ewo. Makes me a witness what exactly Echo Store, Nipano, Edimrika, Womo, El Rashe, Echo, a year, Collection Center, no anymore. What is happening is announcements in there. Ebakoso ewo edano emu, and I don't know the ama nipani nyina edimrika sabe womo aba na womo afu aba begina ha menim se ni abi aba na se what's the way then the video mo what's the my memory say that say me sound dey break it around. They just brought some ballot paper, no police escort. From voter hall, they are now presenting the ballot paper, and we are not ballot box. We are not going to accept that box. We are not going to accept that box because there was no police escort, no party agent from that box. And why is it now coming in? We repeat, we are not going to accept that box. Now there's a box in the Biaba, but the no party agent, and a ballot box also, and a player, and it is unlawful, and we are not accepting. They can choose to kill us. Let me tell you. Yeah, man, it's like a crack. Hey, I was for a giddy kakra, box and a baco, and Omo Abo Adiatrano, box now, Omo Aaron Jackson, and I want to say, Omo Papino, as a son now. Raja, all boxes now, Omo Ade Abayano, Cecia, Rajo, Sao Shamia, ballot boxes no. Bako womo papa no and imagine the Babesiano.
Kofi ya shop who said or tamna do sadem kum agye na o mati team.
Womo say ya label ni nyina pepepe. But am nan say say enya de a womo ebe peneso na womo agye ede atomo. Enti womo ade womo na ya bobbo mu apa no a sabre ebi na womo bi eso no kwa je sa o sha bala ke personal ana sabre womo se
almost saying in your
any come out specifically to what I'm seeing on the ballot papers. Maybe has said sound no Emricky. Ballot
after the M say and to obey me akoso.
Grandma wa hey. Yes. I share ballot papers now. Mama, one meme. Camera no meme. Papers now who say we to go we musano. Papers now who say but I just share. Papers ring now. Papers yet in team for John Dramani Mahama. And see what you have done. Yeah, all can I say? We made the better test. We made the bar. Not say we made you to move. We made the baby. I say Abba. Oh, sure. Papers are not in the hand.